This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh styles that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything, to easy sandals you'll want to wear on repeat, DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every you from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit DSW.com today.
Take care, Pollywogs.
Down memory lane we go.
Never heard anyone in my life who's more insane than Polly.
Hello, you're on the air.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Hell yes! Ow!
9 to noon.
There we go, Paul! 9 to noon.
There's something wrong with you. Oh, please. I'm here to serve you.
Isn't that something?
Wow. Hey. Ooh. Ah. 9 to noon is in the air. A happy Talker Tuesday to you. 9 to noon devotees.
Wintersville sounds better in FM.
Wintersville, 9 to noon, FM 100.3, KFAN. Now let's begin here. He's JJ! Does everybody realize if JJ McCarthy can run for 3 first downs a game, how wonderfully that would open things for the Minnesota Vikings and help the offense mature? So let's repeat that, because when it starts taking place, we want you to remember it late July, year of our Lord, 2025. Does everybody realize if and or when JJ McCarthy runs for, let's say, 3 first downs a game in the regular season, just how stupendously that would open things and help the Minnesota Vikings offense mature? 3 a game.
3 a game.
Any down. Run, JJ, run. Run, baby, run. However, here's the rub. We have a rub. We have a rub. You can't show these plays in training camp practice. There's a lot going on here early on a Talker Tuesday, 9 to noon. We got a little subterfuge for you. Well, we're just trying to get everybody excited for the reality of Minnesota Vikings football. And And establishing 9 to noon as your nuance-laden, below the surface finding of nuggets leader, the fan, and KFAN.com.
For the rub.
It's for the rub. 3 a game. 2's fine. 1's all right. 3's the best.
3 is sweet.
3's the best. Running for 3 first downs a game for this quarterback with plays you can't show at training camp practice. Why can't you show them at training camp practice? Because there are thousands of eyes on every single play you execute in training camp practice. And then that number grows exponentially when people who are on staffs of other teams, specifically the teams you'll be playing during the 2025, well, they all look at social media and they all absorb every piece of information, minutia, knowledge, audio, and or video they can get their eyes, ears, or hands on into the 2025. So if you got this shotgun play and you got McCarthy, the quarterback, he's JJ, and you got Jones or Mason by his side, and say you got a 2x2 set. 2 receiving options left, 2 receiving options right. And then you got this super special play with, a pulling offensive lineman, and McCarthy goes Hurts on it.
Okay.
Holds the ball in the belly of said back.
A little RPO.
2.5 seconds. And then he takes off for a first down. But you can't show those plays in training camp practice. That's key. These are super special plays that break spirit. You with the adversary and the adversarial defenses, you catch them in man defense. That's a key right there. It has to be man. So that means given they know that you know that they know you, that you know that they know that you know, they're going to have what looks to be a man and they're going to fall into a zone, but then maybe they fall back into a man 2.5 seconds after the ball is snapped. Oof. So you got to catch them in a man defense. That's very key here. Protect the kid for 2.5 seconds and let JJ McCarthy get loose.
And he's loose!
So what that does is after it works repeatedly versus Chicago, Atlanta, and Cincinnati, the first 3 games, let's say you run 65 plays a game. Let's say you run 60 plays a game. So now there will be 180-ish to 200 plays of tendencies, 3-2, tendencies, tells, takes, talkers, tedium, and rhythm. Super special plays you can't show at training camp practice. But after you get through 3, they'll see it. They'll know it has a little back break to it. They know he can do it. They know the coach is not afraid to call it. And they know that there's a spirit-breaking element to this young quarterback running for first downs that leads to loosening the strings on the skill guys because the quarterback is fast and elusive.
Oh my gosh.
Very key here. Been thinking a lot about Philadelphia this offseason. And the reason would be A, they won the Super Bowl. B, they're good. And C, they do some really, really cool things with Jalen Hurts out of the shotgun.
Yeah, they do.
One thing I especially like is him running for what? Spirit-breaking first downs and from the shotgun, Jalen Hurts. He's JJ.
You had 62 of those a year ago.
First down runs?
62 first down runs.
Ooh.
So if
stat head though
playing this out, since you went the direction when you put down, I'm going to talk about JJ's running and how important. I was excited about it, and I'm glad you went the direction you did.
Run, JJ, run.
So at 3 a game, 17 games, Mankato math tells me that would be 51-ish. If he averaged 3 a game, 51 or more.
That ain't bad.
Last season, The gentleman that led the Vikings in first down runs, that being Aaron Jones, 49.
Oh, geez. Wow. So 3's lofty. Okay, so
we had 100 as a team a year ago. And as I mentioned, the
100
Eagles,
first downs?
100 rushing first downs as a team a year ago.
I got you.
But looking at the Eagles, if that is in a copycat league in which you're looking at what the best do really well and how you might be able to mirror or offer part of that and complement some of it.
Thank you.
I mean, 82 for Saquon, 62 for Jalen. I mean, they went for $164 over the line on the ground a year ago, adding the rushing ability of the QB.
There you go.
And that only enhances, of course, the running back tandem. I would suggest that across the board, seeing more first downs with our feet is a massive W for this offense.
Across the board, yes, because as I touched on last week, the Minnesota Vikings went for 4.1 yards per carry last season. Okay, the team is identifiable due to its passing game. That is in the estimation of yours truly, you have one of two things that took place during games last year that would make you like you line up 100 people or you line up whatever amount of people and you're like, all right, you're quick twitch. You have a second and a half to answer this. The identity of the Minnesota Vikings.
9 to noon.
I think people would either intimate passing to Jefferson or all those sacks from the Gink is on fire, Grenard, and the rest of the cats.
Yeah.
It's either stinging them with the passing game or sacking the quarterback. Now, the Vikings went for 4.1 yards per carry last year. That was bottom half of the league. So, like I said last week, if you can just get that number 15 or 20% better, I think that would be super special. Just 20% better and up to around like 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. Yes, these requests are lofty. Lofty as in getting to the freaking Super Bowl.
HOF.
I mean, lofty is required to win at almost anything at the highest level. Those are the expectations. Fat and happy doesn't get to the Super Bowl. Lofty expectations that are paid off do. Last year, the champion Eagles went for 4.9 on the yards per carry. That's upper echelon stuff.
That was 5th in the NFL.
It was 5th? Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? They threw, I believe, with touchdowns. They finished ahead of only the Panthers and Patriots and right behind the vaunted Giants or something like that. It was bottom echelon. And I think they were behind the Giants. They threw for 24 touchdowns, the Eagles, mid-pack and 11 fewer than the Vikings. But here's the rub. See, here's the rub. And here's the lofty part of the requests. And the first request is the quarterback, by design mostly, but not always, with plays that do not need to be shown in Egan. Those are plays you work on during the walkthrough. When only Saturdays with Sauce and Nordo and yours truly memorizing numbers and body types can see them. Then we get super excited. The Philly 3-2. Philly threw for show and ran for dough. All right, I think a lot of people know that. Consider the playoffs where the strengths of your identity have to emerge. And imposing the will of what you do best causes pain and turmoil and teeth gnashing for the rival. So last postseason, the Philadelphia Eagles ran for more than they passed in throttling Green Bay. In the divisional round, the Eagles ran for 285 and threw for 65 yards against the Rams. So obviously, we got a lofty tilt there. We ain't expecting that. Damn, man, the Eagles ran for 285 and threw for 65 against the Rams. And they won the game. In the NFC title game against Washington, Philadelphia threw for 230 and ran for 229. So that's off what Nordo said. The totality of the running game with the additions of Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly and Will Fries to the inside of the offensive line, the return of Christian Darrisaw, the addition of running back Jordan Mason to amplify and or complement the speedy Aaron Jones. But what about the quarterback? I mean, just when you're getting ready for all that stuff, are you kidding me? 2nd and 6, and that kid just ran for 9? And, I mean, like, we haven't seen a designed RPO from the shotgun in that set from a Minnesota Vikings offense since Fran the Man on the Fan was here. They'll never see it coming. Last postseason led to the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles after all that running for dough and throwing for show. So now you got some extra time. Super special Spags. You know, he doesn't miss a trick. Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Philadelphia ran for more than they passed against Green Bay and against the Rams and missed it by 2 yards in the NFC title game. In the Super Bowl, the Eagles ran for 135 and a touchdown and threw for 210 and 2 touchdowns. All right. Well, that wrecks the bit, right? No. Here's why. Because they put so many fresh runs and identity on tape. When they had to pass, it worked because the Chiefs had to sell out for the run. This whole equation's good enough to eat. You spread your running game wings for dough because you know you can pass for show and dough. McCarthy factors into this amazingly high. Why? Because he's new. And specifically, the Bears, the Falcons, and the Bengals, well, they don't know what's coming. They can think they know what's coming, but they don't know what's coming. We can flip the script on that, too, if we're like doing a Beating the Bears segment. Yeah, Ben Johnson with his Lions offense with Jameer and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. You can think you know what's coming, but you really don't know what's coming. So, therefore, that's a fascinating part of debuts and what's new and season openers and things like that.
Battering the Bears.
You batter the Bears under the cover of darkness with JJ McCarthy running for first down, specifically early in the game, would be super sweet. I think in very low-key fashion, the announcer is putting together the early game offensive game plan for the Minnesota Vikings in a roundabout way, where it's like last week, I'm like, under center, 7-step drop. I don't care what the coverage looks like on Justin Jefferson. Chuck that sucker up. And if you think it's a double or a triple, okay, overthrow him. Let's go to 2nd and 10. Just make sure it doesn't get picked off. If you hit on it, that'd be super sweet. But what are you going to do? You're going to show defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, Montez Sweat, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, if it's not the skeletal remains, and everybody on that defense, this kid has a nice arm and he's not afraid to throw it deep. So then they loosen, and it's like 2nd and 6 around the 40. You go shotgun back by the side of the kid, 2x2 set with the skill guys. He's going to do it again. No, he's not. He's going to run for a first down. Look at this kid gallop. Holy cow, he's fast. They'll never see it coming, but you can't work on it during training camp practices that everybody can see.
Can you picture the 22-year-old intern with an NFL team that is tasked with scouring social media for fan videos? People in the stands, it's hashtag Vikings, and they're pumped to be there. They're pumped to see McCarthy.
Yes.
And, wow, what a catch on the sideline in the 7-on-7s. And there is some cat, and these people are just innocently posting it to social media. Look what I'm experiencing right in front of me.
Exactly.
And somebody in Chicagoland is downloading all of these videos and presenting them to Dennis Allen and the Bears defensive staff.
Let's take it a step farther. Kevin O'Connell's first year here would be 2022. So his first training camp would be that August of 2022. Like next Monday, there's a night practice. I believe it begins. I don't know when it begins. I'm doing a Fox 9 TV show. I would assume you're doing some type of radio show that evening.
Saucy and I'll be there.
Generally speaking, Saturdays with Sauce does stuff like that on Mondays. Bursich and I think with Libra, will be doing some Fox 9 season preview stuff. So it's going to be a big crowd. But here's the deal. You have that big, beautiful screen in the TCO Stadium.
Yeah.
Well, I believe, if memory serves,
I believe it does.
In Kevin O'Connell's very first year here, there were plays that were pictures that were taken or videotape that was taken from the TCO Stadium screen of the night training camp practice that was taking place.
Yeah.
And then I believe that there was a conversation a certain coach had with another certain coach, let's just say somebody that, with all due respect, he's had trouble beating early in his career, but also is an incredibly well-respected coach who basically laid it out to his dog. All right, we're adversaries, man, but you're my dog forever. We won a Super Bowl together. You know that what we're seeing here, that shows scheme.
I always love that one.
So the big, beautiful screen ain't hitting social media anymore, at least certainly from the team.
No thank you on that, yes.
But you got people in the crowd and stuff like that. So that's when I say the eyes and the ears and the hearts and the minds, they find every single thing they possibly can find to create an advantage. And it's like super special Spags. I mean, I remember the Super Bowl vividly. They sold out so frequently for the run early in the game. The Eagles ended up scoring 2 passing touchdowns and throwing for more than they ran, which is antithetical to A, their regular season approach, and B, basically all of their playoff approach, save the NFC title game when they had the audacity to throw for 230 and run for 229. So when you can unfurl a running game that has some spirit break to it. All right, Saquon breaks spirit. Derrick Henry breaks spirit in ways that can't be replicated. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback. So you come into a week of play and, keep contained this, sneaking nickel corner, faking this, and diving in on what you know is going to be a run. That's the whole week. What's the week up to the Bears game with a quarterback nobody's ever seen play a regular season game? Who is fast and who is smart? And I don't know how I came up with the number 3. I'm telling you right now, one of the most important facets for the Minnesota Vikings offense in the early season involves building this quarterback's confidence in any way possible. And when you got a loud crowd and it's late third quarter and you're up 3, down 2, up 6, down 5, and they're in your face, and they know that you ain't going to do anything here, and eventually you're going to punt, and then super special Caleb will go to milking the clock, and the Bears will try to start 1-0. And then you're out of the shotgun, Jordan Mason by your side, and you got a little 2x2, couple of skills over there, couple of skills over there, and then you unfurl something nobody has seen, period, hold the ball in the stomach to the back, get people to bite, and then you take off and you run for that first down. All those super special Bears fans have to be quiet and they have to sit down. And it's first down for the Minnesota Vikings. If you can get 2 or 3 of those break spirit, man.
Yep.
McCarthy factors into the early season maturation of the offense amazingly high. So, completion percentage, more touchdowns than interceptions, all of the things that are needed to win games and eventually hopefully get to the Super Bowl, those are all right in front of us. But what's not right in front of us? This is one of them. Him running for first downs.
Well, and I think, too, you were mentioning yesterday, we were talking about Josh Oliver getting re-upped, and you're thinking about how McVay and the Rams use the tight ends against us. Mm-hmm. You can look at how McVay, you're thinking about innovation through passing, right? Cooper Kupp for all those seasons, and now Puka till you're satisfied.
Whatever it is.
The way they use Kyron Williams, I think the maturation process isn't just for JJ McCarthy. I think it's for Kevin O'Connell as a coach. When you improve the interior of that O-line, mm-hmm. and if you're believing that that will, as part of the scheme, improve the running game in totality. I think the maturation process for a coach of the year, as good as he's been with us, and Kevin O'Connell, is winning however freaking way he wants to. And in some cases, winning however he needs to. So the innovation that you're watching from a McVay, easy connection there, Kevin O'Connell's previous destination, but whether he wants to draw up these beautiful, the most perfect pass plays you've ever seen in your life, or he just needs to move it 3 yards, move the chains, and reset the downs. I think that extra bit that he has in his pocket, his toolkit, in the form of JJ McCarthy, that's so massive, man. So I think that the running piece, three seems lofty. I mean, Darnold only did it, I think, 25, maybe less than that a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
and a lot of those were sneaks.
And very designed, very specific and situational. Maybe same for Jalen Hurts, by the way, the tush push. How many of his chain movers were tush pushes?
Let's say 15 to 20.
Yeah.
15-ish.
Perfect.
I think 15 is fair. Let's say, it feels like maybe 1.25 a game. You know what I mean? So we got 17, and so it's about, so that would take that Hurts number down to what, 40-ish?
In the 40s, yeah. So if he gets there, I think that'll be a combination of unique designs, finding defenses in the right spot with man defense. We're also going to see times, and we're just going to have to get used to it, I think, early on, where JJ might just not be comfortable or not see something, and he's just going to pull it down and run himself. And so that's going to be kind of that athleticism. He's going to lean on that a few times. We can't, and so we're going to have to, we're not just get used to it, but maybe enjoy parts of that when he makes those moments happen. So you're dead on. Getting that athletic element out of JJ is going to be all part of this conversation.
And I wasn't even considering the willy-nilly, because the willy-nilly will take place.
Yeah.
I'm talking by design.
Just specific, this is what we're going to do here.
Yes.
And Kevin O'Connell's going to, I think, absolutely out of the gates, he has something in his tool bag here that he hasn't had in his previous 3.
Well, first downs for McCarthy can come via the tush push. He's tall, he's strong, very strong in the legs. The key here would be, who's the pusher? The pusher has to be not Curtis Mayfield, Silas Bolden.
HOF.
83, pushing 9 for a game-changing first down. All right, so that's where 9 to noon is.
Run, JJ, run.
Yes, been thinking a lot about Philly this offseason and some of those cool things that they do with Jalen Hurts. And it would fortify the greater good, not only of the Minnesota Vikings, but of the Minnesota Vikings offense. And in closing for the opening segment, might as well make it the Steve's Appliances Marathon. Marathon segments are courtesy of the best appliance store ever to sell appliances in the history of cooktops. Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com. Appreciate you. Fortifying the offense, fortifying the plan. Baker Mayfield fortified the plan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a way that is antithetical to most players in the National Football League. And with Vikes Bites around the corner, I'd like to begin it outside of the covenant and pay this off, simply because I'm giving Baker Mayfield covenant claps. And we're just going to stop it right there, tell you that TimberTech and TimberTech.com provides what's on deck daily, 9 to noon. And what is on deck includes Vikes Bites around the corner. Then some feeling the heat for a couple of players in the NFC North at about 9:47. The scribe, Ben Gessling, joins us in the 651 Carpets Plus studios at about 10 o'clock. Detroit Lions Vox, Dan Miller, will join us at about 11:03 to discuss the target at which to shoot in the NFC North, the Motor City Kitties. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. It's a beautiful Tuesday, and we thank you very much for choosing to listen to 9 to noon at FM 100.3 KFAN or via the free iHeartRadio app, which you can download right now. Why wouldn't you? It's your audio leader for everything funky and fun. Be right back.
Wow, wasn't that fun?
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney-designed, state-specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
Builders and remodelers.
Vikes Bites, Baker Bites, and Buck Bites are provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed Beef. Clearwater, Minnesota's finest. Thousand Hills, Matt and everybody up there. It's regenerative agriculture. It's nutrient-dense beef. You can get it at Co-ops, Coburn's, Kowalski's. You can get it online. You can get it anywhere. They're proud sponsors of Gophers Athletics as well. Thank you, Thousand Hills.
Baker Mayfield signed a one-year, fully guaranteed contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday for 2026. All right, 1 year, $30 million. And that would make him, this year, like the 19th or 20th highest-paid quarterback in the game. So to lay it out, they need Baker more than Baker needs the Bucs. All right, and they didn't have to haggle with this. Why? Because Baker Mayfield, I think, clearly looked at it like this: we're good, we're getting better, we're young. I made a ton of cash during my career. I'm good. Let's fortify the village. Let's share the wealth. Always have money to spend and build this sucker into a Super Bowl caliber team. Mayfield has thrived since joining the Bucs. I think it was the 2023 offseason. Like last year, he produced career highs in completion percentage, 71.5, passing yards, 4,500, and touchdowns, 41. And he led the Bucs to the playoffs for a second consecutive season. So here's what Baker said yesterday about this one year, $30 million guarantee for 2026. Quote, right now, I'm under contract through 26. So it was really just about getting guaranteed money for 26. And they did that. And that's all I can ask for. I signed the contract. I knew what it was. There's more, but I signed the contract. I knew what it was. Oh my God. Right now, it's winning. I know good things will happen after that. I trust this place. I love being here. Obviously, used to bouncing around. I've done that before, but I don't want to leave. It's how can we win right now? We have a team that's really, really well built, and the GM and those guys did it. So if we win right now, good things will happen. That is so refreshing to hear from a National Football League player, where, translated, Baker knows the deal may be light. The deal's probably light, and there could be an extension or a loftier deal on the horizon. But
you think he wants to jump around and play that game, the rat race that he had earlier in his career, and then he finally sees not only success, but maybe personal growth. Mm-hmm. He's got a fan base around him. Mm-hmm. I don't think he wants to play that game again, right? I mean, what a match for him in the career regeneration side of things. The way he was speaking about his contract, you can tell there's some awareness and just kind of some humility associated with it.
Right.
I mean, he has, and, you know, keep playing well, keep doing your thing. He has the ability to finish his career down there with many more years to play as a Buck.
8.5 to 9 players in every single sport eyeball this and say, no, I want a longer one.
Yeah.
With more guaranteed money, and I'm not going to sign this. And we got Baker being like, I know what I signed. So yeah, I mean, do you think you're underpaid? You're the 19th or 20th highest paid quarterback. You're better than quarterbacks A, B, C, and D. I know what I signed, and I know why I signed it.
Yeah.
And he didn't play the game. There was no haggling. It's I know what I'm signing, and good things will happen for me and others. When or why? If we win. That's refreshing, my brother. Eliminate contract-related questions. Focus on the task at hand. Win and get paid more.
Yeah.
And make sure there's enough for along the way. You make sure there's enough for everybody, and those currently on other teams who eventually want to join the Pewter Covenant. And they're able to join the Pewter Covenant. Why? Because there's money to be spent. And it starts with your quarterback and Baker, at least for now, doing this. So, covenant claps for me for Baker Mayfield, man. I think there are one of two ways to do it, and I think he did it the right way for the thy and not the I.
So it's keeping things together now. I think he would also be aware of the fact that in the short term, I mean, a year from now, the team could come to him and say, all right, we're starting to figure things out, like Mike Evans, adore the guy, all-time Buck, but he's not getting any younger. We got to figure out what the health situation is with the Chris Godwin, those sorts of things. Let's lock you up for another 5. I mean, a year from now, you could be hearing in camp about him signing another extension, so he's not lame ducking it in 2026. But he knows what's best for his team now and the ability to win. I think that's a cool gesture from Baker. Certainly.
Agreed. And, well, it's antithetical to the way a majority of people handle business like this in sports. And I'm telling you, 8.5 to 90% of nobody does this. And he did it thinking thy more so than I. It makes it easier when I's made a lot of money. I's made a lot of money all over during his career. And he also, like you said, the self-awareness. I mean, he remembers the dog pound. He remembers that weird Thursday night game he played for McVay.
Yeah, he got off the bus, and I think he beat the Raiders that night in primetime.
Yeah, he might. Did he win the game?
I think they won the game, yeah.
Yeah, and that
was after Carolina, right? The weird bit there, and I think maybe he was with Darnold in Carolina at that time.
Yes, and the runs were becoming short-lived. So he wants to finish his career there, like Nordo said. This is a wonderful gesture from him to start that, and it also helps fortify the village. So covenant claps for Baker Mayfield, man. Way to fly in the face of the greed that quite honestly can encompass a lot of facets of life, but specifically professional sports. Thanks for letting me share that. Vikes Bites, we got plenty of time.
No, that's terrific. Yeah, but let's transition to the purple indeed. I have some audio from the first day of padded practices, and specifically we'll start with Dallas Turner. Just kind of year 2, it's a little different.
1 year under the belt, you just have more experience. You kind of know what to expect, especially under the same coaching staff, a lot of the same guys. It's just, you kind of just know what to expect. You're a little step ahead, and, the anticipation just a little better.
So I'm gonna have to tone down my 40-year-old man-child-like rubidity that is just seeping through my pores in this moment. Every single thing I have seen from Dallas Turner looks freaking awesome, and it's kind of been widely reported on as such. PA. So any nibbles from your end? Any steam rolling this time of year while we're looking for numbers and names and body types and all those sorts of things? First day of padded practice. Again, people singing the praises of the second-year cat. It was only 300 snaps, and does he have to work on additional moves? What's it like trying to learn Flores' system? He's behind the Gink is on fire and Grenard, and maybe even Patrick Jones at times a year ago. And we traded all this to get up and get that?
Right.
Well, this time it sounds like things are looking much different than they did a year ago this time.
I think, and I am going to deflect this.
Oh.
Simply because
stiff arm.
I was not at padded practice yesterday. So that's FIVA, Fairness and Box Act. I was not at padded practice, but guess what? Somebody who's going to be here 23 minutes from now, Ben Gessling, was. And I think that's a better question for Ben than it is for me.
I like that.
At this stage of the equation.
Aaron Jones, Vikes Bites. Thank you, Thousand Hills. Aaron Jones says it's nice to get hit a couple of times, just kind of knock that rust off.
When we're out here, I do like to feel it once or twice before I get out there, just to, get the mind ready, get the body ready, the balance, everything. Because when you're taking hits, you never know how you can get caught. You may get caught on one foot coming down. You want to try to break all these tackles. So feeling it once or twice is good before, but you don't need a bunch of it.
There you go, Aaron. Not too many. Not too many, Mr. Jones. I must throw this out to you on Saturday. So running back, it's good to hear from Aaron Jones, but I immediately had planned on transitioning to the other back, Jordan Mason.
What if what I led the radio show with today?
Yeah.
I'd like to see McCarthy run for 2-ish, 2.5-ish, 3-ish first downs per game.
Don't back down on it. 3 a game.
Most by design.
Yes.
But the others via the willy-nilly or the tush push guided by Silas Bolden.
I always love that one.
What if I saw that Saturday when I knew you and Sauce were at break and you guys were looking the other way?
I always love that one.
And under the cover of darkness, I wrote it down because nobody saw it. What if that happened on Saturday in the walkthrough?
One thing I did see on Saturday, I saw Jordan Mason catch a couple of passes.
Yeah.
I'm really going to like him running through the middle of the O-line, PA. It doesn't seem natural. I mean, I didn't watch him bumbling, fumbling. It's not me out there with the jugs machine after practice. It did not look fluid in the way that Aaron Jones and some of the better pass-catching backs we've come to know and love over the course of our time appreciating the purple.
Like Dalvin.
How
good of a pass catcher was Dalvin?
Dalvin's so fluid. It's at his shoe tops. Anywhere you put it in his area, he would try and he would corral that.
How about back left FedEx Field? How about
was it the one-hander? Was that primetime Bears maybe?
How about the bit against Miami where he caught something and he threw the ball into the stands and
or was that? Didn't he go for it? Wasn't that his 53-yard run?
It might have been.
Yeah, when you're like, welcome home, and his friends and family. I mean, that his single cut outside in home running, hitting like ways in 2022. The 81-yarder against the Bills.
Yeah.
But no, as a pass catcher, Dalvin was high end, man.
I think my favorite Dalvin catching moment, and actually a covenant cleanup was required yesterday for my Isaiah Rodgers interview. Covenant cleanup provided by Nobody at This Stage. And contact Lil B if you would like to sponsor the Covenant Cleanup daily 9 to noon, the indie game. And I said when I'm talking to Isaiah Rodgers, I'm like, because he was on that Colts team.
Yep.
And Isaiah missed a tackle.
Oh, he did.
I don't know if he said it during the interview or when we were chatting a little bit after.
On the Dalvin catch and run?
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple of things that Isaiah shared that I wish I had known a way to get him into the chat. A, it was that.
Yeah.
B, he was mic'd up that game, I think, by the SEN, the Colts Entertainment Network.
Okay.
And he either had the mic taken off of him middle of the third quarter or he threw it away because things were going so pear-shaped.
Oh, no.
So he's like, I'm getting rid of this.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
But the covenant cleanup provided by Nobody would be that I said during the interview, well, I mean, how about when Matt dropped the ball and then Dalvin got into the end zone the very next play? Actually, Matt Ryan went to sneaking on a fourth down play, and
it was fumbled.
And he did fumble it?
I thought it was fumbled, or did he just not get it?
Yeah, it might not be a covenant cleanup needed. But that Dalvin catch and run, and Isaiah missed a tackle on that play, so he was all negative about it. Damn, man, Dalvin can catch. Jordan Mason, I can't say that there's anything descript that I've seen, organized team activities or training camp with Mason catching.
It just doesn't look natural to me. That's the only way that I would put it. I need to see more reps.
Yep.
It's clearly something that Shanahan didn't necessarily employ on a high-end basis with him in San Fran. So
he has 0 receiving touchdowns on his ledger.
Well, I think he has like less than 20 total catches in his career. Yeah, he's 3 2 years ago, 11 last year. Yeah, that's not part of the bit.
Yes.
With Mr. Mason.
No, it really isn't.
Let me jump into one more for you here. I'm going to play some audio from Ryan Kelly. He was talking yesterday about Donovan Jackson's first camp, like how things are going.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just
the tackle expects you to be at this place on this play. I expect you to be on this place and this play, right? And it's the fine details of the NFL are a little bit different than college. College is you're placing, kind of a lead player, once every couple weeks. This is going to be every single down, every single week. So it's really the unity of the 5 guys playing together as one is just that much more important at this league. So I think it's probably the biggest thing. Be where you're supposed to be, and not talking, nothing wrong within like an inch, but you need to be on the same level. We need to be on, do this and that. So, I think he's done a really good job.
I like how he talks.
You like Ryan
I'm
Kelly?
just going to lay it out like that. I can't say that I've paid much attention to Ryan Kelly's press conferences or quotes or anything. That's the first time I've really intently listened to him, and I haven't met him yet. I like how he talks, and I like how he lays things out from the baseline, and he develops the context to what the requirements are for Donovan Jackson. I like that.
No, I dig that, and I'm going to wrap up Vikes Bites there. Just getting, and he sounds like a confident, strong-minded individual that's going to give you, the truth and give you his viewpoint on it quite readily. It's Vikes Bites brought to you by Thousand Hills. I will, whether it's Dallas Turner, we can rebroach that topic with Mr. Gessling. I also have more from Ryan Kelly specifically on how he sees it as a center of the Minnesota Vikings. What that looks like going against that nutty defense across from him with Brian Flores. I thought that was some interesting insight from Ryan Kelly as well. But thank you, Thousand Hills. That's Vikes Bites to be paused until next hour when we have the Scribe in studio.
9 to noon has identified at least a couple of players who are feeling the heat in the NFC North. Like maybe this heat and this humidity is going to break today in the cornfields. But nevertheless, you can feel the heat in more ways than the sun pounding down on your backs and or your shoulders. And we'll share what we mean there with that and a couple of players from the division feeling the heat when 9 to noon continues on your home for Minnesota Vikings football. This is your audio home for Minnesota Vikings football. It's KFAN.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero. Is it in you?
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney-designed, state-specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
The scribe, Ben Gessling, Star Tribune, StarTribune.com. He of the Access Vikings and Newsletter Variety joins in studio 10 minutes from now. And with hopefully the hot weather, the super hot weather breaking here relatively soon, specifically that diseased humidity, it triggered Nordo to send me an idea over the weekend of those in the NFL feeling the heat. And for the purpose of the idea and time, we want to look at two within the division, the NFC North. So for me, it's the Lions, Doogie. How about this? Potentially replacing all-pro center and battery mate and key cog to the Kitties line. Frank Ragnow, Chanhassen Go Crazy, has retired. So the leading candidate to replace him as I mentioned yesterday, is Georgia's second-round rookie, Tate Ratledge. Now, this, locally, the weather seems like the heat wave is set to subside, and for some, it could be 60 and cloudy all over the NFC North, and there are those who still will be feeling this heat, including Tate Ratledge. And when it's 20 and snowy in Allen Park, Michigan, Lions rookie center Tate Ratledge should hope that he's still feeling the heat, because he sure is right now. And again, an hour and 10 minutes from now, Lions Vox Dan Miller joins the radio show, and we will broach this and much more with the super cool Vox. So here's the deal. Here's the problem for those of you who have missed it. And I really didn't know this until last week. It's the Georgia second-round rookie, Tate Ratledge, is the player the Detroit Lions coaching staff desperately wants to start at center. I mean, they're doing everything they can to get this cat up to speed to be their man in the middle. But here's the problem. Tate Ratledge played nothing but right guard for the Georgia Bulldogs. He never has played center. Georgia trained him at a center fall camp into the 2024 season due to injuries. So he got trained up on it a little bit, but never has played the spot. I mean, this whole thing sounds like a false start a minute. The stumble bum they may be running over there now may be the quarterback stumbling for real, because new center guy keeps stepping on his feet with those clomper size 17 and a halves said position switcher may wear. Now, here's why they want the rookie to look the part and snap for an offense that's high end. If super special Tate doesn't work out, well, there goes Graham Glasgow from right guard to center, and the Bulldog probably would play right guard. Campbell, as in Dan the Man on the Fam, probably ain't all that interested in Ragnow and the retirement sticking his squad 2 spots. Glasgow last played center in 2018 and was so good at it, they drafted Frank Ragnow.
I always love that one.
The same year, and by the way, they gave Glasgow every opportunity possible. They played him center Ragnow's rookie year. Frank, I think, started 14 or 15 at left guard. But then, because Glasgow's a better guard than center, they moved Ragnow to center after a problematic season with Glasgow and Stafford having problems all season on the exchange. So this might be big stuff because the identity of their team is offense, and they're dang good at it. The Kitties start at Green Bay, then host Chicago, and then head to Baltimore. So the man in the middle portion of the equation, Tate Ratledge, is feeling some heat.
Feeling heat? East of the border.
They got Wicks near side on Byron Murphy Jr.
Catch it.
Love's going to throw it up. This time, Byron Murphy Jr. said no. He intercepted Jordan Love with 6:13 to go in the game. He's like, go ahead and keep picking on me. I'm going to get you one time. And that time he got him was a big one.
The heat is on. The heat is on.
Yes, sir.
Jordan Love, maybe low-hanging fruit here, but it matters. We were talking yesterday. Everything a ho-hum for the team east of the border. Well, he misses the 2 games. Last year should be fully healthy into this year, this time around, for his sake, hoping there's no opening night problems with the knee this time around. Impressive run he had to end the regular season, 11 picks all season last year, but none in his final 7 games. But then he tossed 3 to the Eagles in that playoff game. Oops. How he handles...
He's pretty good in big games.
Yeah, he's been...
Just ask the Eagles and Dre Greenlaw.
Gotta have it moments.
Yeah, he's been great.
Nobody better. How he handles pressure in front of him. He doesn't take a lot of sacks, so maybe that leads to incompletions at times. Didn't run much last year, maybe because of the injury in part, but having Josh Jacobs helps with that as well. He's light on the cap in percentage, but massive on the guaranteed money and the investment by the team. He doesn't strike me as a guy maybe that feels overly compelled by the quote-unquote heat, but he has to know it's there. The sweat is real for this cat, man. The Packers are a double-digit win team if he's on his game, and he's not throwing from the back foot, and he is efficient, and he can bump that completion percentage up a bit. But between the money they are paying him, drafting Matthew Golden, some Savion Williams cat in the third round I've never heard of. There should be absolutely no excuses for him in terms of making it happen in 2025. So truncated style, and again, I look at obvious. It's nasty neighbors to the east. It's chief rival. It's the Packers. It's Jordan Love. We're recovering from that knee issue, and for a team and with McFleur, LaFleur's offense in terms of the focus on the run, the commitment to the run, the big thing for Jordan Love is going to be stretching that field, being explosive, making the right decisions, and limiting the turnovers and fumbles. I think the heat is on for him right now for the Packers in 2025.
Very fairly stated. It's 10:01 in the Love Covenant, and the Scribe joins 9 to noon next.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there are lots of places that also have it, and they might not be as careful as you are. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock US-based restoration specialist will help solve identity theft issues on your behalf, guaranteed or your money back. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. You might not be able to control how others handle your personal information, but you can help protect it with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart, or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.